So now that our shapes have been traced onto the panel, we're going to begin by painting the middle gray shape number 4. And to do that, we'll tape it off the same way that we did with our sketchbook, going around the edges like this. And we're remembering here that the shape number 4 is going to be underneath the shape number 3 in this plan. So the appearance of it will seem to change. It's the same underneath, but it's going to look different. And right here we have a nifty little corner, so I'm just going to get rid of some of the excess for that with my X-Acto knife. Put the cap back on, and I'm going to press down a little bit hard here with these edges so that hopefully not too much paint slips underneath. I'm going to moisten a flat brush, it's number 6 or number 8, and we're going to put a little bit of matte medium down here just before we do any painting. So, a little bit of matte medium will help seal the edges. So I'm going over the tape and the board at the same time. And we will let that dry. We'll keep our brush moist. And we're going to remember how to mix up some middle gray with some white. And some black. We're looking for a gray in the middle of the value scale, which would be number 6 in the pad that you've been given. We'll put a couple drops of matte medium down in here. Start with some white. And we're kind of aiming for a gray which is about the same value as this palette paper itself. So when your gray gets to be the lightness, darkness, where it seems to disappear into the value of the palette paper, then we're just about on the track for creating middle gray. And here what I do is I smush with the knife but never stir. If you stir, you're going to get streaks. And this style of painting is a very flat, modern, abstract style. So we don't want any streaks to show. In a different style of painting, maybe, well, it might be all right. So I'm scraping it together and then mashing it down. One thing you want to remember is that it will tend to dry somewhat darker. So that's something to keep in mind. And add just a touch more black here, keeping in mind that it's going to dry darker. So I will keep my palette knife wet, bring my board back into here, and then we'll go over this with the brush number 12. Keep the brush moist. Dip it in a little bit of matte medium to get started. Touch of water. Remember, with this kind of painting, that 2 thin coats are always better than one thick coat. And also that acrylic is very versatile in that you don't like what you get, you can paint over it. So I think this will approximate our middle gray. I'll put my brush in the water there